Hi Virgo, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with your reading for the beginning of June. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Right now, it looks like you're gathering information and analyzing it and figuring out how you want to take action based off of that. This can be like reviewing information or researching something. Reviewing information, researching something. Judgment card is about looking at something and analyzing it. It's about spending time assessing. Seems like it's associated with what's resonating with you, like what feels in alignment with your pursuit of happiness. What would bring you happiness to be doing? To have the Hanged Man here, Neptune, this is about putting things into perspective, maybe in a different way than you had anticipated. Neptune is also connected with the things that we love and the things that we care about and the things that we fantasize about as well. So this can mean like being realistic about a fantasy of yours and being like, how can I get this done? How can I approach this? How can I pursue this? This can be also like an evolution of your spiritual connection, your spiritual path, what you feel like you're here to be doing and accomplishing, what you're interested in, what's drawing you in. There may also be some perspectives that you're shedding, a molting, a changing, and evolving of understanding. Something important about seeing a particular opportunity from a different perspective. Like you may have looked at something and read it one way, and now after sitting with it, you're seeing it to mean something else. An opportunity to rest or to take a break. But again, something about your perspective of this is changing, especially when it comes to the karmic implications. It seems like the universe is like, now is the time to kind of take a breath. I'm seeing it like add up to that. It seems also like there's a decision that's going to need to be made, but I'm seeing this not be like, I'm not seeing you be in the middle of something and like on the fly you have to make a choice. It's more so like when you're having like a dip in the energy where not as much is like needed or expected of you. When you have like more of a break or where you're catching your breath, something pops up and it's like you need to make a choice. So I'm seeing that be what you're looking at here. But this choice, it may have seemed one way at first, but the more that you look into it and you get like underneath the layers of it, the more this choice and where you want to go is appearing differently than you had initially seen it. This seems very, very complicated. It seems as well that this can be you being in a spot where your gut feeling is telling you that a choice needs to be made and you need to make up your mind and take action. But I see this card as being like your mind is already made up, but you may feel very fearful of actually taking action and making that choice. But that's what your perspective is changing on. Before you could have seen something as like intimidating or maybe something that you didn't want to address, or this can be like a worst nightmare scenario where something feels... It's like being caught up in the middle of something and having a hard time zooming out. I'm getting a very prime example of the Hanged Man. Like the story with the Hanged Man is somebody that is looking for a deeper, more full perspective of the universe, and then goes and they hang themselves by their foot on a tree, and as they're hanging upside down, they have coins fall out of their pocket, and they're looking at them on the ground, and they no longer hold the same value as they did before. And so something about this decision that you need to make before, it may have held a different weight than it does now. Like, you may have been weighing it differently than it is being weighed now. And that's going to change your perspective, and it's going to have you see something as an opportunity rather than something that you may not have been seeing as an opportunity before. But it is an opportunity, actually. An opportunity for growth and expanding. But that may not have been how you initially saw it. It seems like it's giving you time to relax as well. So if you've had time where you've had to be like on, doing things, it's going to be an opportunity that pulls you back from that. That retracts you. I'm also seeing you feel like much more protected when you do this as well. Like, you go from being like dreading needing to make this decision, feeling like it's one of the most difficult things that you have to do, like really worrying about it, having anxiety about it, fretting about it, or you can't stop thinking about it, or it's like disrupting your routine, like can't get it off your mind. And then you move to a place where you feel like there's a spiritual cushion even for you. It's almost like you need to get broken all the way down, even like mentally in some way, in order for you to like really see the guidance that you've been being given. And that something is actually in alignment for you to do, but you may have been resisting it because of fear. And that may have been very hard to sit with and unpleasant, of course. But this has been a lesson in you trusting your guidance and following suit, because I'm hearing angels, I'm seeing your like spiritual team be very close to you, and you're about to be finishing up a chapter. To have the Ace of Cups here, this has to do with connection, love, senses, you showing up for yourself, your connection with yourself, your self-love. And it seems like this whole thing that you're going through is you investing in that. You investing in yourself and your self-love and your connection to yourself and your team. So I'm seeing you over here analyzing, looking into a choice that needs to be made. That you know, I need to take action now and I need to do this. So this is something that you have not done yet. It's a choice, but you need to take action on it. So this is something where like the deadline is coming up for you, or you would feel just this impending moment. This is about seeing this energy of you being distraught or not feeling at peace from a different perspective. This means you're like validating what you're feeling, you're recognizing what you're feeling, and you're also allowing for a reframe that is necessary. Because before, you may have been so in your feelings about something or so in your head that you weren't seeing that something's actually an opportunity, but it is. And it's actually an opportunity for you to take this time to rest and reconnect with your guidance and with your sense of purpose. And this may be a moment where you're really reconnecting with your spirituality and what you believe in. And karmically, it's time for this new chapter to begin. And to have the Ace of Cups here, again, this is about you putting yourself first. It's about you investing in yourself, you investing in your connection, your self-love, all of those things. So feeling connected once again where you may have been feeling disconnected. I'm looking at Saturn, Jupiter, Taurus, Neptune, and Pluto. I'm also hearing Virgo, but this is a Virgo reading, so. For some of you, this has to do with a connection that you've been in for quite some time. This can be rustling things up from childhood for you as well. Like fears and stuff that you may not have seen before. I'm also seeing that somebody's going to be taking action, but in a super discreet way. Like, you may take action and make moves where, like, you're not telling anybody actually what you're doing. Like, this can be keeping the moves that you're making concealed for now. Because this is about you being in a space where you're like, I'm going to take action and I'm responsible for what I'm doing. And I'm not just going to sit around and not do anything and be complacent. I'm going to get done what needs to get done. And this can be being mindful to kind of keep this on the low, not really telling anybody what you're doing. So you may be like planning to take action in a way where you haven't really let anybody know what you're going to be doing. Maybe because you don't want to be stopped from what you're doing. Like, I'm seeing this be, like, the reason you may not disclose this is because, like, maybe that's a boundary of yours. Like, I'm seeing it be, like, self-preservation or protection. I'm seeing also that this is like a trial as well for you right now, where you may be addressing something that's been very challenging for you emotionally speaking. Like, you may actually be working with an emotional attachment of yours that you have that's based on, I feel like saying worldly illusion is such a general thing to say. If you have been in some sort of codependent experience, this is going to be about you breaking out of that, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.